Are you trying to strengthen your core? If you're over the age of 50 and you're trying to develop your abdomen, you're trying to fire your abdominal muscles, you're trying to get stronger, you're trying to get out of back pain, out of sciatica, that's what we see consistently is that when people start ramping up a core program, they have more back pain and more sciatica. And you'll see these videos online with all these gym rats talking about crazy exercise that you should be doing, but you shouldn't be. They've never dealt with the type of pain that you have, and they don't actually work with people who are in pain, and they don't fix their problems. So in this video, we're gonna cut through the crap. We're gonna show you the 3 best exercises that you should be doing for your abdominal muscles to strengthen them up and get yourself out of back pain and out of sciatica. Exercise number 1, we're gonna do a bird dog. So bird dog is me keeping a good core position. I'm using all the muscles of the core. We got the butt, we got the abs, we got the shoulders. And so I'm coming here, I'm gonna do my arms for 5 reps, really focusing on the transition where I got a laser point near my belly button, I stay in the middle. And then now I'm coming with my legs, I'm gonna do 5 with each leg. So I'm coming here, kicking back, not shifting over to the side. I wanna stay right in the middle. To make it easier for you, separating your hands and separating your knees out is gonna be helpful. Coming out, touch. I wanna take about 5 seconds as I do each one. Now, we wanna work up to be able to do this without wiggling around too much. So I'm gonna do 5 of those with each arm. I'm gonna do 5 with each leg. And after 2 weeks, I'm gonna pair the arm and the leg together. That's how I'm gonna start developing my core. Now, a modification for this, we're gonna move over here. A modification for this is going up against a countertop or a bench or a chair, and I'm gonna get up like this. And I'm doing the same thing. I break down, I'm getting my arm up. If you have knee pain, I want you to do it here. I don't want you getting on your knees and causing more problems for yourself. I shift and do this. This is actually harder when I come up standing to do the legs. And then we got that progression where I can do this together, and you can see I'm shaking. This is a challenging one. The more vertical I go, the higher up the countertop, the easier it's gonna be. You can do this against your bed. But this is a routine where we're strengthening our core. We're doing it consistently. We're challenging core stability. We don't need to do crunches. Crunches are gonna cause irritation to the joints in your back and the nerves. We don't wanna do crunches like that. We're gonna show you another exercise that's similar to that, but it's gonna be a very small motion. We wanna limit the amount of motion in our abdomen, in our spine, so that we can strengthen up these abdominal muscles consistently. Now, exercise number 2 is called a curl up. So we're just actually getting to a neutral position. We have this natural curve in our lumbar spine, and a lot of people do crunches and crunches, and they're putting a lot of pressure on their discs. Flexion and crunching puts pressure on the disc, and they can spurt out the backside. That's where our nerves are. That's gonna cause us problems. So we wanna respect the angle of the spine. And so when I do a curl up, I'm gonna use a towel roll to take up that space right here. So I'm gonna lay down on this right back underneath my low back. We never roll out this area. I don't need more mobility here. I need more stability. So I keep my knees bent, hands underneath my head, and I curl up into this neutral position. You can see I start to shake. This is when I start getting my abs kicked on. And I'm not going all the way up to a crunch. That's just gonna put pressure on my low back, and it's gonna cause me more irritation in my spine and more sciatica. I'm just curling up to a neutral position, respecting the angle of my back while I'm doing this. And same thing, I'll do these, be doing 2 sets of 10 coming up, and I'm holding for 5 seconds each time. Tucking. You can see I'm shaking when I'm doing this because I need to do more core work. Shaking 5 seconds. I'm gonna do 10 reps, and I'm gonna do it on each side. Remember, don't do this one. If you're over the age of 50, do not do this one without having some form of stability taking up that space and your lordotic curve. That's natural, and we wanna respect that. We're not trying to take it away and put compression on those discs. So always have something that's causing, you can do it with a pool noodle. This towel works really well. There's a lot of little devices, a pillow that you can put underneath there. Just respect that curve of your back, and don't beat up on your spine when you're doing these exercises. Exercise number 3 is a plank. Most people know how to do a plank, but if you're having any type of sciatica pain going down the leg when you're doing a plank, that means your back is going in too much extension. So we don't want to drop down that low. It's okay to have your butt up a little bit. So 2 versions of a plank, one of them is getting down on your elbows and the other one's getting up on your arms. So the first one down here, I'm coming up into my plank. Well, there's really a couple versions because I'm modified. I can start here, tuck in my belly just slightly, maintaining this position. When I do this, I do 30-second holds. I want to make it harder. I'm driving up. While I'm doing this, I'm driving my shoulder blades down. I'm creating stability at my shoulder blades at the same time. So driving my shoulder blades down, tucking, allowing my butt to come up just a little bit, and maintaining that position. 30-second holds. It's really about not going to your functional capacity. You're gonna get to a point where you can only do so much. We don't wanna get to that point because then we're gonna start dipping. I get to here and my back starts dipping and then I start getting that nerve shooting down my leg. That's when you know you're doing too much. So 30 seconds and working your way up. These exercises are great every other day. You can do them daily, but every other day is a good cadence. So think about that when you're doing this stuff. We just want consistency every other day while we're building up that abdominal strength, because we need to build it up with a lot of other muscles, with our hips, with our upper core, which is our shoulder blades, and we need the abdominals. So we need to hit all 3 of them to get the middle, the core of the body firing together. And that's how you're gonna preserve your functional ability later in life. So we wanna respect these things if you're in your 50s, respect it for the person who you are when you're in your 70s. If you're in your 70s, don't push it too hard, just be consistent. Now the modification for this is actually getting up into a push-up position. And this is great for a lot of our clients that have problems with bed mobility, with actually getting in and out of bed, is just holding this position, driving their shoulder blades down and maintaining their activation of their core. And I'm just holding this position right here. Same thing for 30 seconds and I'm driving down. And I'm gonna do that same exercise. I'm gonna do 2 sets of 30 seconds. So start at the stage that is natural for you, that doesn't cause any pain. If you do feel pain, we wanna tuck that butt up a little bit more. And if you still have pain, then take that exercise out of it. Let's be smart while we're working out. When we're over the age of 50, we wanna have consistency. That's the biggest thing. What we see clinically is that we have clients that they start an exercise program, they get hurt, they start having sciatica, and if they don't come find us and they don't get help, then they end up in a pain pattern, they're not able to get out of it. Those are the top 3 abdominal strengthening exercises that you should be doing after the age of 50. Check out some of our other videos on sciatica, specifically what are the top stretches on releasing that sciatic nerve, what exercises should you be doing to strengthen that whole chain of tissue. We'll see you in the next video. Get mobile and stay active.